All right, so we're on the record in docket 23-03759. That's people of the state of Michigan versus Robert Kent. Will the parties please introduce themselves for the record? Ms. Wilson.
Abigail Wilson for the people.
Mr. Kent.
Robert Kent, the defendant in this matter.
This is the time set for a pretrial in the matter. Ms. Wilson, how are we proceeding?
Thank you, Your Honor. At this time, the people lack the sufficient evidence to proceed with this matter, so we'd be requesting a dismissal without prejudice.
Is this a warrant or a ticket?
I believe it's a ticket for a dog bite.
Okay.
Huh? Oh, is it a complaint?
I have a ticket.
Oh, the computer indicated it.
Yeah, I've got.
I thought it was a ticket.
Yeah, I've got a ticket also. I've got the ticket. Got a misdemeanor ticket on dog bite and unlicensed dog. Is that what you got?
Yeah.
The unlicensed. Your Honor, apologize. The unlicensed dog should have been taken care of. I have a license for the dog.
Are you here and stay with him? For
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because I know you did.
Hold on. One of the from
my hair just a little bit,
Pull your hat off.
just a little bit.
Alright.
Just for
Yeah, you can shut it off.
You're in charge, right?
Yeah,
the
DOC guy.
jail. Yeah.
There you go.
All right, so Ms. Wilson, my understanding, this is a ticket and the unlicensed dog has been previously taken care of.
It has been, Your Honor. I believe there was also a previous file for an unlicensed dog that was dismissed for compliance reasons. So I believe both of these would be dismissed today.
All right. All right, so Mr. Kent, the people have moved to proceed to dismiss on the ticket, both counts without prejudice. This means that people could reissue if they choose to, but for our purposes today, the case is dismissed. All right, sir?
Yes, that's all right. Thank you, Your Honor.
All right.
And Your Honor, I don't know, I spoke with Mr. Kent a little bit. Does the court send a nollie to him?
No, with the ticket, I just dismissed it on the record.
Okay.
All right, so this is all on the record, but this will be evidence of my dismissal of both of the entire ticket. Okay, sir?
Okay. Yes, thank you, Your Honor.
All right. Anything else for the record in 23-03759, Ms. Wilson?
Nothing from the people.
Mr. Kent, are you all set?
Just to confirm, the entire ticket we're talking about, both case matters, the 759 and 760, correct, Your Honor?
Correct. I know we turned each one into a file, but I've dismissed the unlicensed dog. I'll dismiss both of them again today, just to be double safe.
At some point, I'll probably end up having a record of this for my purposes, so I appreciate it.
All right.
Yep.
All right. That's all for the record, 23-03759. Thank you for your appearance today, Mr. Kent.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right. Who's next, Ms. Wilson?
I believe we're ready on Mr. Olson.
Mr. Olson. That's Ms. Gable.
Yes.
All right, so we're on the record in docket 24-00091. People of the state of Michigan versus Nathan Olson. Will the parties please introduce themselves for the record? Ms. Wilson.
Abigail Wilson for the people.
Ms. Gable.
Catherine Gable for defendant.
And sir, you are Nathan D. Olson Jr. Is that correct?
Yes,
All right. Thank you. This is the time set for a pretrial in the matter. Ms. Wilson, how we proceed?
Thank you, Your Honor. Today, I believe Mr. Olson will be pleading to violating driver's restriction, which is 257.312. That's a 90-day misdemeanor and or $100 fine with a kilobrew to fines and costs.
90 days or $100, and there's a kilobrew as to fines and costs. And is that a correct statement, Ms. Gable?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. So we'll be amending the ticket.
Correct.
To count one. And that is violating a driver's restriction.
Your Honor, we were waiting for an update from Mr. Lee. We did get that.
Pursuant to 257.312, 90 days under $100, and there's a kilobrew agreement of fines and costs only. Is that fair?
Correct.
Yes.
All right. Mr. Olson, that's your understanding. You'll be pleading to the misdemeanor that it has the potential for 90 days and or $100. There's a kilobrew agreement of fines and costs. If I don't follow that agreement, you'd have the ability to withdraw your plea. Do you understand that, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Ms. Gable, may I inquire of your client of their advice of misdemeanor rights?
Sure, Your Honor.
All right. You have the right, sir, you have the following jury trial rights in this matter. You have the right to be tried by a jury, to be presumed innocent until proven guilty, to have the prosecutor prove beyond a reasonable doubt that you are guilty, to have witnesses against you appear at trial, to question any witnesses that are brought against you. You, of course, are represented by attorney Catherine Gable, and she would be present to cross-examine any witnesses or contest any charges brought against you. You have the right to have the court order any witnesses appear in your defense, to remain silent during the trial, not to have that silence used against you, and to testify at trial if you choose to testify. If your plea is accepted, you'll give up the plea. The plea was a result of any promises other than what's been stated on the record or threats that was not your choice to plead guilty. You'd also be giving up the right to appeal any issues from a trial. Since you won't be having a trial, you'll be pleading in guilty instead. Is it your intent today to waive your jury trial rights and plead guilty to the amended count one?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. I'm going to have you raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear affirm, tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth under penalty of perjury?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. I'm going to bring your attention back to January 6, 2024 at East Potter Avenue in South Cedar Street in the city of Lansing, Ingham County. On that date and time, were you in the city of Lansing at East Potter on Cedar Street?
Yes, Your Honor.
Were you operating a motor vehicle at the time?
Yes, Your Honor.
And were you doing so? I don't know if the factual basis is going to be the underlying count one or the.
No, Your Honor, I believe the underlying factual basis will be the violation of the restricted license.
Okay. And were you driving in violation of your restricted license on that date and time?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Anything towards a factual basis, Ms. Wilson?
Nothing from the people.
Ms. Gable?
Nothing from defendant.
Okay, I find the factual basis to be knowing, voluntarily, and accurately made pursuant to 257.312. I will follow the kilobrew agreement. And I will indicate that it'll be fines of $50, cost of $50, for $100 fines and costs. There's a $75 crime victims' rights fee and a $50 state fee for a grand total of $225 to be paid to the city of Lansing. And does your client need some time to make those arrangements, Ms. Gable?
Yes, Your Honor, I was going to ask the court for some leeway with that. Let's do 30 to 45 days, if that's okay.
Yeah, we can do 30 days to the city of Lansing. I'll give you a date. 30-day date. So by March 13th to the city of Lansing, that can be paid in line. I'm sorry. That can be paid online, in person, or by phone. And you can kind of set up your own installment plan if you want. It should be all paid by March 13th, but if you want to pay a little bit as you go, as long as it's all paid by March 13th. Okay, sir?
Sounds good, Your Honor. Thank you.
All right. Anything else for the record in docket 24-00091, Ms. Wilson?
Nothing from the people.
Ms. Gable?
Nothing from
All
defendant.
right.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're all set. Thank you for your appearance today. Who's next, Ms. Wilson?
Your Honor, I believe we're ready on this fall.
And Mr. Ellison.
And Mr. Wilson.
This Paul's incarcerated, right?
No, Ms. Ball is
All right, Ms. Ball, we'll call your case. We're on the record in 23-03578. That is the city of People's State of Michigan versus Lindsay Ball. Will the parties please introduce themselves for the record? Ms. Wilson.
Abigail Wilson for the people.
Ms. Sutter.
Good morning, Your Honor. Assistant Public Defender Lauren Sutter on behalf of Ms. Ball, who joins us via Zoom.
And ma'am, you are Lindsay Ball, is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, you can hear me all right, Ms. Ball?
Yes, I can.
All right, thank you. This is the time set for a pretrial in the matter. Ms. Wilson, how are we proceeding?
Thank you, Your Honor. I've been speaking with defense counsel and we think we might have a resolution, but we need a little bit more time to get some of the specifics ironed out. So we were thinking either a final pretrial with no witnesses or another pretrial, depending on your discretion.
We can do final pretrial with the witnesses,
Works for me.
and then we don't have to, we'll wait on that date to see if we need a jury trial or not.
Works for
Yes,
me.
Your Honor.
Yep.
All right, so let's adjourn. Is that a true statement, Ms. Sutter?
It is.
We'll adjourn for final pretrial. We'll adjourn to final pretrial. And date for final pretrial?
March 4th at 8:30.
March 4th at 8:30.
And Your Honor, if you don't mind, just one request. Ms. Ball does not live in the area. She has since moved. Since there's no witnesses here and we're just looking at negotiating a resolution, is it possible for her to appear over Zoom?
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Okay. So Zoom is
Your Honor.
appropriate. And I'll indicate no witnesses will be subpoenaed. All right, so Ms. Ball, you'll get notice for the March 4th at 8:30 date at your last known address here, which is Holly, Michigan. Is that still a good address for you, or do you want to update that?
That is the correct address, and I wish for my address to be like not disclosed, please.
Okay, and so just so you're aware, that's where the notice will be sent. All right, ma'am?
Yes, Your Honor, and I've checked the
Absolutely.
information she provided at arraignment is still accurate.
Okay, good. All right, so we'll set it for March 4th at 8:30. Anything else for the record? 23-03578. Ms. Wilson.
Nothing from the people.
Ms. Sutter.
No, Your Honor, thank you.
All right, Ms. Ball, we'll see you on that March 4th date. Thank you for your appearance today.
Thank you, sir.
Next,
Mr. Ellis.
Mr. Ontario Ellis. Is that appropriate?
No, that Ms. Sutter
Ms.
is.
Sutter. They started calling, so I wasn't sure. All right, so we're on the record in docket 21-01032. That is people of the state of Michigan versus Quaterio Ellis. Will the parties please introduce themselves for the record? Ms. Wilson.
Abigail Wilson for the people.
Ms. Sutter.
Good morning, Your Honor. Assistant Public Defender Lauren Sutter on behalf of Mr. Ellis, who is standing to my right.
And sir, you are Quaterio Ellis?
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you. This is the time set for a pretrial in the matter. Ms. Wilson, how are we proceeding?
Thank you, Your Honor. This is another one where we think we have a resolution, but we need to get some more clarity on restitution in this matter. So we'd be requesting maybe another pretrial so we can get that figured out.
Yeah, adjourn for adjourn for second pretrial, Ms. Hunter?
That's correct. And I think we just need 2 weeks, Your Honor, if that's a date that's possible.
So we'll adjourn at the party's request for a second pretrial for continued negotiations and we will set for, I don't know, for 2 weeks or 3 weeks out now. 2, okay.
2/26 at 10.
2/26, February 26th at 10 o'clock. And Mr. Ellis, you'll receive notice from my court officer for that date, February 26th at 10 a.m. Anything else for the record in docket 21-01032, Ms. Wilson?
Nothing from the people.
Ms. Sutter?
Nothing further.
All right, Mr. Ellis, you should be all set. We'll see you on that February 26th date. All right, thank you. All right, Ms. Field, we're gonna call your case next. So we're on the record in docket 23-01960. That is the people of the state of Michigan versus Lindsay Field. Will the parties please introduce themselves for the record? Ms. Wilson.
Abigail Wilson for the people.
Ms. Schroeder.
Assistant Public Defender Aaron Schroeder on behalf of Miss Field. Miss Field appears to Bingham County Jail.
And ma'am, you are Lindsay Field, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
All right, you can hear me all right, Ms. Field?
Yes.
All right, this is the time set for a pretrial in the matter. Ms. Wilson, how are we proceeding?
Thank you, Your Honor. So this matter is part of a potential global resolution that we're trying to work out. I understand that this case has been on the docket for a while now. I understand the defense would like to dismiss today. However, I'd be requesting that we keep it on until we can get the global resolution figured out. I believe there's an issue going on with the specialty court right now, but there might be an alternative possibly presented. I'm not sure. I need to get with a felony attorney about that.
Who are we waiting for a felony plea?
Yes, I believe so.
When is that set for?
There isn't.
There isn't, yeah.
Not set yet?
No, the cases are both, Your Honor, they're both cases. One came out of 55th, one came out of 54A. Both of them are already up in circuit court. She's been qualified for the drug court. Unfortunately, they have no room and they've been waiting to try to get room. I was looking at the notes as of this month, actually, both her felony attorneys are still trying to make that work. So I don't know.
Right. How many days? 12. Let's do one more adjournment, but that's the last one. And then I'll entertain. I know there's a global resolution. It's just a matter of working through this process. But let's do one more because it's getting old, you know,
Yeah,
and
Understood.
she's probably how much time does she have in on this?
Well, I believe she's technically in on her felony.
Oh, because she's PR'd on
I believe
this.
so. Yeah.
Do you want to give her a small bond?
I think that
Just-
would be appropriate this time, 'cause I don't see her being released on the felonies.
Right, just to get her time, start getting her time on
I
this.
believe that would be appropriate.
Yeah, because she,
I did not realize she was on a PR.
yeah. So,
Because she's been in 99 days.
yeah, she's got more time than,
Mhm.
but not on this.
No, I
No,
believe
she
it's
doesn't
on her
have- all right.
felonies, yeah.
Yeah.
So let's.
I think according to this, it looks like she had a 10%.
Oh, okay, so she might.
She
have some
might
time
actually
then.
have already served.
On November 7th,
Yeah, according to our files, it indicates there was a 10%, 510%.
I have a 510% on November 7th. Do
She
you-
would appear, but they PR automatically.
After 21,
After 7 on a misdemeanor.
But that doesn't impact, because she didn't make the bond. It shouldn't impact her jail credit,
But they issued a PR bond.
but the court didn't.
no, but they will automatically after 7
automatically.
But
days.
she still is entitled to the credit.
Yes. But, so she's got at least,
90, according to our system, 99 days at this point, which is beyond the 93.
yeah. Yeah, because she would have PR'd her after 7 days. But that's automatic. That doesn't happen with anything
Yeah.
that she does. She didn't make her 10% bond. Well, that's, so. What do we have, we're at? 7 days.
It's just because that's when they PR her. So
That's
That's all I'm
when-
seeing is the 7 days.
But she never made that 510%. I think she's got her time in on
Yeah,
this.
that
Yeah,
sounds
I
like
think
it.
she's got her
Yep.
time in on this.
Mhm.
I really do. All right, so I'm gonna I'll dismiss this file as a part of negotiations.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. So, that, yeah. We'll dismiss without prejudice. So this is and is that gonna be an LA cross? So dismiss without prejudice based on time in and global resolution.
And Your Honor, I will note for the record, as this was a retail fraud, I checked into the police report, it appears everything was returned, so there's no
Okay.
restitution either.
Sure. So this is a return.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, everything from what I could see in the asset protection report.
All right, so this is dismissed without prejudice based on Ms. Field's time incarcerated in and part of the global resolution. So Ms. Fields, I'm dismissing this case without prejudice, which means that people could reissue if they choose to, based on the global resolution. But you're waiting. My understanding is you're awaiting other files to be taken care of in circuit court, and you have your time in on this file, I think. Well, anything indicates that you did not make the $510, $500, 10% bond. So I will dismiss accordingly. Anything else for the record in 23-01960, Ms. Wilson,
Nothing from the people.
Ms. Schroeder.
Nothing for the defense, thank you.
All right, Ms. Field, you should be all set on this file, okay, ma'am?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Are we ready?
All right, so we're on the record, Mr. Shively, we'll call your case. We're on the record in 23-02639 and the of 23-02639. Will the parties please introduce themselves for the record? Ms. Wilson.
Abigail Wilson for the people.
Ms. Sutter.
Good morning, Assistant Public Defender Lauren Sutter on behalf of Mr. Shively, who joins us via Zoom.
And sir, you are Ronald Shively, is that correct?
That's correct.
All right, thank you. This is the time set for a pretrial in the matter. Ms. Wilson, how are we proceeding?
Thank you, Your Honor. This is a matter that is a global resolution. It looks like the felony attorney just petitioned for mental health court for Mr. Shively. They have a review date set for March 13th. So we'd be requesting an adjournment past that date.
All right, is that a fair statement, Ms. Sutter?
It is, Your Honor, and I would just note, given the length of time with petitions and things, I think we need a date a bit past.
A bit past March 13th.
Yeah, I think we come back a week afterwards, it's not gonna do us much good.
Right. Sure. Yes.
Here for the Isaac Morales, I'm the interpreter.
All right, and this would be an adjournment on both files,
Correct. Your Honor.
on the PA 53 also.
Yes.
Yes.
All right, so I would think sometime probably in April,
That, yeah.
first week of April.
At the very least, Your Honor.
Yeah, yeah, it's gonna. April 1st at 9 a.m. So, Mr. Shively, please keep in contact with your attorney, Ms. Sutter. We've adjourned this past the March 14th date in order to get a global resolution and for specialty court purposes to April 1st at 9 a.m. Anything else for the record in 23-02639 or the accompanying PA 53 violation, Ms. Wilson?
Nothing from the people.
Ms. Sutter.
Nothing further.
All right, Mr. Shively, you're all set. Thank you for your appearance today.
Yeah.
And Mr. Shively, Ms. Sutter should be out to see you.
Yep.
It looks like you had a question.
Yeah, Mr. Silverthorne and I will be speaking with you very soon.
Appreciate it.
No problem.
Yeah.
All right, Mr. Walker, we'll call your case.
Okay.
So we're on the record in docket 20-03463, people of the state of Michigan versus Alvin Walker. Will the parties please introduce themselves for the record? Ms. Schroeder. I'm sorry, Ms. Wilson.
Abigail Wilson for the people.
Ms. Sutter.
Good morning, Assistant Public Defender Lauren Sutter on behalf of Mr. Walker, who joins us via Zoom.
And sir, you are Alvin Walker, is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. And you can hear me all right, Mr. Walker?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. This is the time set for a pretrial in the matter. Ms. Wilson, how are we proceeding?
Thank you, Your Honor. I believe defense counsel and I have come to a resolution on this matter. Will you take a plea over Zoom today?
I will.
Okay.
If he's, yeah, he'll, depending, it's a drunk driving, so he's got to get the assessment. He's got to come in.
He doesn't
But,
know that yet.
Yeah, so, but I'll take a plea over I'll
Okay.
take a plea over.
So last time we were here, we discussed him pleading today to the high BAC with a dismissal of the second offense notice and then a diversion down to an OWI upon successful completion of probation. There was some question about abstracting to Secretary of State. I have contacted probation to see what their procedure is. It does sound like they abstract twice, but they send like a modification request to Secretary of State.
Okay.
I don't necessarily trust that that's going to completely follow through in the system, but it sounds like Mr. Walker is willing to take a gamble on it.
All right. So once probation is complete, he would send a modification to reduce it from operating high BAC to impaired.
To an operating while intoxicated.
Or to a regular, just a regular
Yep.
tox. All right, and that's your understanding, Ms. Sutter?
It is, Your Honor. We've also specifically agreed to 9 months probation with the diversion program there.
Okay.
And I did fully discuss with him the kind of risks associated with what probation advised Ms. Wilson and I, or what they advised Ms. Wilson and she shared with me. He understands that they're going to abstract twice. The second one should be a correction, but we're not sure what Secretary of State understands. So I've counseled him to keep up to date with Secretary of State and make sure they're understanding the right thing there.
Yeah, and if it's on their radar, and then because I have to sign off on probation being, we can make sure that it's, but let's all be vigilant on it. So it's a plea to count one at this time.
With the dismissal of the second offense notice.
Dismissal of second offense notice. All right, and so that is, the ultimate penalty to that is 180 days.
Yes.
I believe so, yes.
Yes, it is.
And or $200 to $700. And or 200 to 700, right?
Yes.
And that's count one, second notice to be dismissed. There's a Killebrew to 9 months probation as part of this.
Correct, Your Honor.
And then once probation is successfully terminated. Probation modify to a regular OUIL.
Yes.
All right, Mr. Walker, is that your understanding of the agreement? Is that you'll be pleading guilty to count one, which is the operating with high BAC, with a dismissal of the second offense notice?
Yeah.
That's an ultimate penalty of 180 days and or 200 to 700 days, 200 to 700 fines and costs. There's a Killebrew of 9 months in 9 months probation. Once the probation is successfully terminated, the probation, upon successful termination of probation, will modify to the Secretary of State that this will be just a regular OUIL. Is that your understanding, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Ms. Sutter, may I inquire of your client of their advice and rights?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. So, Mr. Walker, you understand you have several jury trial rights in this matter, and I will walk you through each one of those. All right, sir?
Okay, sir.
You have the right to be tried by a jury, to be presumed innocent till proven guilty, to have the prosecutor prove beyond a reasonable doubt that you are guilty, to have witnesses against you appear at trial, to question any witnesses that are brought against you. You are represented today by Ms. Lauren Sutter, an attorney who would be present to cross-examine any witnesses or contest any charges brought against you by the people of the state of Michigan. Do you understand that, Mr. Walker?
Yes, sir.
You have the right to have the court ordering witnesses appear in your defense, to remain silent during the trial, not to have that silence used against you, and to testify at trial if you choose to testify. If your plea is accepted, you'll give the claim the plea was the result of any promises other than what's been stated on the record or threats that it was not your choice to plead guilty. You'd also be giving up the right to appeal anything from the trial since you won't be having a trial, you'll be pleading guilty instead. Is it your wish today to waive your jury trial rights in this misdemeanor matter on this file and plead guilty to the offense?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, I'm going to have you, sir, raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth under penalty of perjury?
Yes, Your Honor.
I'm going to bring your attention back to August 8th, 2020 at the offense location of West Holmes Road in the city of Lansing. Were you driving a motor vehicle on West Holmes Road on August 8th, 2020?
Yes, Your Honor.
And is West Holmes Road open to the general public?
Yes, Your Honor.
And at some time, did you find out that you were driving with a blood alcohol level of over 0.17 grams?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Do we have a BAC?
Yes, I believe it's a 0.349.
Okay. Anything towards a factual basis, Ms. Wilson?
Nothing from the people.
Ms. Sutter?
Nothing further.
All right. I find the factual basis to be knowing, understandingly, and voluntarily made. And so you should check into probation, because they'll do a report and they'll do an assessment within 48 hours of today's date. All right, sir?
So would I call in or would I go downtown?
You should come in person. You should come in person to City Hall 54A. It's the 5th floor. You should come in and answer any questions. And that if you do it in person, they'll be there to give you what you need to do for the assessment purposes.
Okay.
All right. So refer to 54 probation within 48 hours. So that'll be by Wednesday at 4.
Yes, Your Honor, I do show that Ms. Baldwin obtained her valid license, and at this point, the city is in business.
That my understanding, that'll be live to check in with them, and then they will do a report for me, and then we'll see what options are available to us at sentencing. All right, Mr. Walker.
Okay. Yes, sir.
Let me give you your sentencing date. It'll be April 8th at 1:30.
Okay, I got.
So
April
go ahead
8th
and check in with
at
probation
1:30.
by Wednesday. They'll set up a report and we'll see what options available for us by April 8th at 1:30. All right, Mr. Walker?
All right. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Anything else for the record in 20-03463, Ms. Wilson?
Nothing from the people.
Ms. Sutter?
No, Your Honor, thank you.
All right, Mr. Walker, we'll see you on that April 8th date. Thank you for your appearance today.
All right. Thank you.
Sir, from the JCF hearings, can you identify yourself in the orange jumpsuit?
Oh, we muted him because he was really.
Oh, we
loud.
muted him. That's right. Something that we got to figure out.
Yeah.
So we muted you because we couldn't hear over some of the things that were going on. You probably have to be unmuted over there. So you probably need assistance. Yeah.
Somebody in the room with them.
Yeah, he's got someone.
Yeah, it's not, you're muted and we muted you because we couldn't hear over some of the talking. So
Your Zoom is muted.
so somebody has to unmute your Zoom.
Yes, Your Honor, I believe, Mr. Paul.
Now you're still muted. There you go. All right, sir, what's your name?
Joshua Michael Wood, Your Honor.
I think he's.
Joshua Michael Wood.
I don't think he's on. He's on for tomorrow. He's one of my 9 a.m.s tomorrow.
Mr. Wood, we have you on schedule for tomorrow at 9 a.m.
All right, they told the facility it was today, so I'm gonna tell them, the officer here will just make sure I come over here at 9 a.m. tomorrow, right?
Yeah, let's make
Yeah,
sure that.
it's 9 a.m. tomorrow. I'm your attorney. So yeah, we're looking for you tomorrow at 9.
All right, will we be able to have a breakout session or something? Will I be able to talk to you in private?
Definitely.
All right, and can I, and Your Honor, can I request that I get a discovery packet sent to me?
I will send that to you.
Ms. Sutter will send that. She'll send you that packet.
All right, thank you. I'll see you guys tomorrow.
All right, sounds good. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
That's one. The writ was done for the wrong date? Yeah. All right. Well, that's on us. I don't see anybody in either one of the, and then, so let's do Mr. Blocker.
Well, is that who this other individual is, Mr. Blocker?
I'm assuming from the jail post.
Yeah, because I wasn't sure who it was.
So, sir, are you Corey Blocker?
I am.
All right, thank you. All right, so we're on the record in 23-03-437. That is People of the State of Michigan versus Corey Blocker. Appearances for the record, Ms. Wilson.
Abigail Wilson for the people.
And Mr. Blocker?
Corey Blocker.
All right, and Mr. Blocker, you can hear me all right, sir? Is that a yes?
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you. This is the time set for a pretrial in the matter, or it's actually a forensic review. Ms. Wilson, how are we proceeding?
Thank you, Your Honor. The last correspondence we have from the Forensic Center is that they've done their examination, but they're trying to get some collateral information to complete their report. So I think we need to set this out for another review date.
All right. I do have correspondence from the forensic examiner indicating that the examination has been complete and they're in the process of filing their report. That was dated January 12th from Robert Turnbull, PhD, consulting forensics examiner. So at this time, we are going to adjourn for report, but I don't want to lose track of this. So I'd say 30 days.
Yeah, that sounds good.
So Mr. Blocker, we're waiting your evaluation report to be done. I'm also, so you know, sir, I'm in possession of all the motions that you've written in the matter. So we'll adjourn for Mr. Turnbull's report to be done. We'll do it 30 days out for.
So can I be released on my PR bond now?
Not until the report comes in. How many days does he have in on this? Right. All right. So, Mr. Blocker, we did some looking at the file, and it appears that you've been under a PR bond on this file up until I signed the order for competency on December 12th. But it looks like you have several holes from other counties concerning your ability to get out. So those holes are no bond holes, is my understanding right now.
It looks like they are 10,000 and 150.
So out of which
So-
two counties?
It looks like both Eaton, I believe Grand Ledge is
Yeah,
Eaton.
both Eaton. Yeah, so they're both Eaton County has a bond has high bond warrants on you, which would affect your ability to get out. So the answer to your question is, you're still under review on this file, which was signed in December, but you're still on hold for the Eaton County cases. All right, sir?
Okay.
All right. So we'll reset this for March 11th. Yeah. So let's set it for March 11th or earlier, depending on if we get it early, we can always set it. But March 11th, 2024 for review.
That's the day that was for inventory, Judge, so I'll just follow up with the forensics center.
Okay. Thanks. All right. Anything else for the record? 2303-437, Ms. Wilson.
Nothing from the people.
All right, Mr. Blocker, you're all set. Thank you for your appearance today.
Astro's downstairs.
On the iPhone, could you please identify yourself?
D'Angelo Jordan.
She's one of mine, Your Honor.
All right, ma'am. Stand by. You're in the right place. I'm going to call your case in just a second. All right, ma'am?
Okay.
All All right, so we're on the record in docket 23-03570. That is the people of the state of Michigan versus Sierra Porter Miller. Will the parties please introduce themselves for the record? Ms. Wilson.
Abigail Wilson for the people.
Ms. Schroeder.
Assistant Public Defender Aaron Schroeder on behalf of Ms. Sierra Porter Miller, who is present and standing to my right.
And ma'am, you are Sierra Porter Miller, is that correct?
Yes.
Thank you. This is the time set for a pretrial in the matter. Ms. Wilson, how are we proceeding?
Thank you, Your Honor. It's my understanding that today the defendant will be pleading to an added count of operating while intoxicated, which is 257.6251-A. And that is a 93-day misdemeanor and or $100 to $500 fine. And the balance of the complaint would be dismissed.
So that's operating while intoxicated. The traditional operating.
Correct.
And then upon successful sentence on that, the rest counts 2 and counts 3. So that would be an added count 4.
Correct.
Right.
Yep.
One, 2, and 3 would be dismissed. Ms. Schroeder, is that a fair and accurate statement of the plea negotiations? Plea to added count 4 with a successful sentencing, counts 1, 2, and 3 would be dismissed.
That is correct, Your Honor.
All right. So may I inquire of your client of their misdemeanor advice of rights?
You may.
All right, thank you. All right, Ms. Porter Miller, my understanding is you're going to be pleading guilty to count 4, an added count 4, which is operating while intoxicated. It's a 93-day misdemeanor and or $100 to $500 fine. With a successful sentencing on that, counts 1, 2, and 3 are to be dismissed. You have certain trial rights in this misdemeanor matter, so I'm going to walk you through those. Okay, ma'am? You have the right to be tried by a jury, to be presumed innocent until proven guilty, to have the prosecutor prove beyond a reasonable doubt that you are guilty, to have the witnesses against you appear at trial, to question any witnesses against you. You are represented today by Attorney Aaron Schroeder. She would be present to cross-examine any witnesses or contest any charges brought by the people of the state of Michigan. Do you understand that, ma'am?
Yes.
You have the right to have the court ordering witnesses appear in your defense, to remain silent during the trial, not to have that silence used against you, and to testify at trial if you choose to testify. If your plea is accepted, you give up the claim the plea was a result of any promises other than what's been stated on the record or threats that it was not your choice to plead guilty. You'd also be giving up the right to appeal any trial because you won't be having a trial. You'll be pleading guilty instead. Is it my understanding it is your intent today to waive your jury trial rights and plead guilty to count 4? All right. I'm going to have you raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth under penalty of perjury?
Yes.
All right, I'll bring your attention back to September 8th of 2023 at Perkins and McCullough Street in the city of Lansing. Were you operating a motor vehicle on Perkins and McCullough Street in the city of Lansing on September 8th, 2023?
Yes.
And was that in an area that was open to the general public?
Yes.
All right. And at that time, did you have a blood alcohol content of over 0.10, or was your driving substantially and materially affected by some type of intoxicant? Did you learn your blood alcohol level afterwards?
I didn't really know how to read it. They gave it to me, but I didn't know how to read it.
All right.
Exactly.
And do we have the level?
Yes, Your Honor, and just so we're clear, it was let me try this again. The MSP lab report that I have here dated September 21st of 2023 indicates that she had a blood alcohol content of 0.255 grams of alcohol per 100 milliliters of blood, thus being above 0.08. Yeah.
Yep. All right, and Ms. Porter Miller, you don't contest that was your blood alcohol level. Okay. Anything towards a factual basis, Ms. Wilson?
Nothing from the people.
Ms. Schroeder?
Nothing from the defense, thank you.
All right. I find the factual basis for the operating while intoxicated with an unlawful BAC level to be knowing, voluntarily, and accurately made. I'm going to refer to probation. All right, so Ms. Porter Miller, you should go to the 5th floor of the building to their probation office. They're going to ask you a lot of questions. You'll probably have an assessment, okay? That's your paperwork. And we'll come back. They'll do a report for me. And we'll come back and see what sentences are available to us at the sentencing date, what options are available to us. All right, ma'am?
Thank you.
All right, let's get a sentencing date. April 8th at 1:30. All right, so we'll be back here on April 8th at 1:30. Go down to the 5th floor to talk to probation. You should be all set, Ms. Mullen.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Take care. Just don't miss your appointment once they get set up, okay?
Oh, okay.
All right, take care.
Sign that. Do you want to go to Mr. Morales?
Yes, Your Honor.
And we have an interpreter for Mr. Morales.
Yes, we do.
All right, for the interpreter, let me swear you in. All right, sir, I'm going to have you state your first name and last name and spell them both for the record.
Pablo Bello, Pablo Bello.
All right.
Yes, muy.
Please raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm that you will truly, accurately, and impartially interpret in the matter now before the court and not divulge confidential communications, so help you God?
Yes, I do.
Thank you. All right, so I'll try to break it up. Just let me know if I'm going too fast, all right? All right. All right, so we're on the record in 23-03669. And that is people of the state of Michigan versus Elisac Morales. Will the parties please introduce themselves for the record?
Preséntense para las actas.
Ms. Wilson.
Abigail Wilson for the people.
Wilson de la Fiscalía.
Ms. Sutter.
Lauren Sutter on behalf of Mr. Morales.
All right.
Representando al señor Morales.
And sir, you are Elisac Morales, is that correct?
Señor Isaac Morales, ¿correcto? Sí. Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Muy bien.
This is the time set for a pretrial in the matter.
La preaudiencia que programamos.
Ms. Wilson, how are we proceeding?
Thank you.
Gracias, señoría.
Thank you, Your Honor. I believe this will be set for a final free trial.
Programamos una preaudiencia final.
That's correct.
Do we need a jury trial with that?
Correct, I believe.
¿Juicio con un jurado? Sí.
All right, the final pretrial will be set for?
March 4th at 8:30.
Final va a ser programada para marzo, what?
March 4th at 8:30.
4 de marzo a las 8:30 de la mañana.
And the corresponding jury trial will be set for?
March 18th at 8.
El juicio va a ser programado. Can you repeat that?
March 18th at 8.
Es marzo 18 a las 8 de la mañana. Same place, right?
Yes.
6th floor right here, same place.
Sexto piso.
So Ms. Wilson, you have the date of final pretrial March 4th at 8:30.
Marzo 4, 8:30.
And jury trial set for March 18th at 8.
Julio el 18 a las 8 de la mañana. Correcto.
Ms. Sutter, you have those dates?
Yes.
All right. All right, Mr. Morales, we'll see you here on March 4th at 8:30 for the final pretrial, right, sir?
El 4 de marzo a las 8:30 de la mañana para la preaudiencia.
And I think Ms. Sutter will get you your notice.
Okay, now I'm gonna.
Que regrese la próxima vez. Ahí está toda la información. Sí. That's it, right? That's it.
Yes. No, we want that.
All right, anything else for the record in 23-03669, Ms. Wilson?
Nothing for the people.
Ms. Sutter?
No, Your Honor.
All right, you're all set, Mr. Morales. We'll see you on March 4th.
Vamos en marzo. Okay.
All right, sir, thank you for your assistance today.
Can you sign, Your Honor?
I think the court officer signs.
He stepped out. I think he went downstairs to get someone.
Did he?
I think so.
Um,
I don't know if I don't think I'm.
I think
allowed to
Wendy can sign it.
It's not my office that pays him.
Right.
Thank you.
Thank you. You're all set. Thank you for your
Sir.
assistance today.
Have a nice day.
Thank you so much. You too. No, the Mr. Hedrick that we were trying to figure out. Ian, okay, I'll try and see what his deal is. And then, yeah, we were already on Mr. Beavers Thomas.
All right, Mr. Beavers Thomas, we'll call your case.
Okay.
All right, so we're on the record in docket 1701710. That is People of the State of Michigan versus Joshua Beavers Thomas. Will the parties please introduce themselves for the record? Ms. Wilson.
Abigail Wilson for the people.
Ms. Sutter.
Good morning, Assistant Public Defender Lauren Sutter on behalf of Mr. Beavers Thomas, who's joining us via Zoom.
And sir, you are Joshua Beavers Thomas, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
All right, you can hear me all right, Mr. Beavers Thomas?
Yes, sir.
All right, this is the time set for a pretrial in the matter. Ms. Wilson, how are we proceeding?
Thank you, Your Honor. We're still working on getting a report and, anything else that comes with it. So I think we're going to request another pretrial.
There's continuing discovery.
Correct.
That's correct, Your Honor. This is a case that my office had previously withdrawn from, and I recently refiled an amended appearance. It looks like that hasn't been received yet, so I'm still awaiting discovery on this issue.
All right, so we'll reset for pretrial for discovery purposes on, let's see, 2 to 3 weeks at least.
Yes.
March 4th.
Oh, that is
It's on a Monday.
No, that's Bill Blossom.
I've got it on Monday, yeah.
Okay, I just, every now and then, I like to mix them up.
All right, so Mr. Beavers Thomas, we were adjourning this for discovery issues. We want to make sure that Ms. Sutter gets all of the discovery, police reports, etc., to go forward and zealously advocate on your behalf. So we've adjourned this to March 4th at 9 a.m. All right, sir?
All right, sounds good.
All right. Anything else for the record in docket 1701710? Ms. Wilson.
Nothing from the people.
Ms. Sutter.
Nothing further. Thank you.
All right, Mr. Beavers Thomas, you're all set. We'll see you at March 4th at 9 a.m.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
I believe we're ready on Miss Jordan.
Yes.
And then Ms. Jordan.
Yes.
So we're on the record in docket 2301854. That's People of the State of Michigan versus John A. Jordan. Will the parties please introduce themselves for the record? Ms. Wilson.
Abigail Wilson for the people.
Ms. Sutter.
Good morning, Assistant Public Defender Lauren Sutter on behalf of Ms. Dunjane Jordan, who's joining us via Zoom.
And ma'am, you are Dunjane A. Jordan, is that correct?
Yes, it's D'Angene Jordan.
D'Angene Jordan, thank you. And Ms. Jordan, you can hear me all right?
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you. This is the time set for a pretrial in the matter. Ms. Wilson, how are we proceeding?
Thank you, Your Honor. I believe this will be set for a final pretrial and a corresponding jury trial.
That's correct.
All right, we'll set it for final pretrial on
March 4th at 8:30.
March 4th at 8:30. And corresponding jury trial for
March 18th at 8.
So, Ms. Jordan, we've set the final pretrial for March 4th at 8:30. That'll be live in person on the 6th floor of City Hall, Lansing. And the corresponding jury trial is set for March 18th at 8 o'clock. All right, ma'am?
Yes, sir.
All right. So both of those will be live. So Zoom will not be available on either one of those appearances. Anything else, Ms. Wilson, on 2301-854?
Nothing from the people.
Ms. Sutter.
Nothing further.
All right, Ms. Jordan, you're all set. We'll see you on March 4th, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
And Your Honor, the individual with the name Ian Hedrick, that's Gerald Wozniak.
Yeah, I put him in a breakout.
Oh, yeah, so we're on the record in docket 24-00201. Yeah, I think next week would be fine.
We're in a holiday.
How about the following week? That's right, next Monday is a holiday.
Yep.
It's President's Day. All right, so appearances for the record, Ms. Wilson.
Abigail Wilson for the people.
Assistant Public Defender Aaron Schroeder on behalf of Mr. Dudley.
Right, this time set for a pretrial in the matter. It's come to my attention that Mr. Allen has a different court date in 55th District Court on the same date. So we'll waive his appearance, obviously, and we'll set this for a jury.
Can we do a final pretrial, Your Honor?
Yeah, we can do a final pretrial.
Sorry for cutting you off.
So final pretrial, would that give you enough time?
No, I would need a bit more time then.
And so final pretrial would be a later date. A regular pretrial would be 2 weeks out.
And that's just so they can subpoena people, right?
Yeah.
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 I mean,
And it's an A and B, so.
Yes, this has since been conflicted off of me, but I did do the initial appearance with him. He's already had that discussed in the final pretrial, so he is aware of that plan.
All right.
So if it's a matter of time for the state, that's understandable. But if it's a concern that Mr. Allen is in the dark about that plan, he is not.
All right, it's more notice to the victim than anything.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's up to you, Ms. Schroeder, on his behalf. We can see him in 2 weeks, probably March 4th for the.
The final would be March.
Yeah, the final would be March 4th.
Let's go for that. I
Okay.
think he should be.
So we'll do a March 4th final pretrial.
So you want to do
Yeah, and the corresponding jury trial,
March 18th.
March 18th. All right, so we've rescheduled because Mr. Allen is in front of 55th District Court. Final pretrial set for March 4th, 2024, and jury trial set for March 18th. on 2024. First one's 8:30, second one's 8 o'clock.
Thank you.
All right, anything else for the record in 24-00201, Ms. Wilson?
Nothing for the defense.
Ms. Schroeder?
Nothing from the defense.
All right, thank you for your appearance today. So so that Mr. Wozniak,
We saw him on the schedule for, Ms. Wilson and I were talking about earlier this morning.
they asked us to put him on
There's a-
your office, and
And Sarah Donnelly, I think.
it's
jumped
Sarah
in.
Donnelly, and it's who is the prosecutor?
Because he's in mental health court, so I'm
It was,
suspecting.
Cisneros.
Cisneros,
Yeah,
yeah.
we were trying to figure out if something new, if there's something was related to.
Yeah, it's cleaning up the other files so he can get what he
Okay.
needs to do.
Gotcha.
And he can't do all that until he's arraigned on all those things.
I
So we
also
just,
saw-
and he's one of ours, so we just
Yeah.
arraigned him on it.
I also
okay.
saw Brittany Mastro was
Yeah,
on
Mastro,
for
what
arraignment.
she-
Yeah, I don't,
Yeah. I don't know if
I
it's the
think
same
she's in
situation
the
or.
ca- I think that's,
Downstairs.
she's downstairs. Well, let's do Mr. Wozniak. So that's 3 files on Mr. Wozniak.
Still in a breakout room with his lawyer.
With Miss Donnelly? All right. If you want to go get Miss Moscow.
Yeah.
If that's gonna take a few minutes, Your Honor, would you be willing to meet with Ms. Wilson and I regarding one of the probation violations?
Sure. All right. So let's go ahead. Yeah, and once you bring up Miss Moscow, and then we can meet on the violation this afternoon.
Thank you. I don't really know much about, he can answer my phone for you, but.
Okay. Just.
Oh, yeah.
Your Honor, actually, Mr. Driver, you put him in that breakout room, and the officer on the phone for Ms. Johnson.
Right, all right. That'll be the second. What do you do? And we might end up, we might have bring the spirit. Like, so keep that, and then we'll just tell them, go out. All out, we're done.
All right, we're ready. Greg, make that out of the breakout room.
You don't want to be on this stupid chain.
You said, like, yeah, like, you're free, if you come, if you show up, you're free. If you stay in, everybody's over. Sounds good. All three. Yeah.
Looks like Mr. Wozniak is ready, Judge.
Mr. Wozniak?
Yeah.
I think it was
Everybody from the morning.
So yeah, just FTAs and he's bringing up witnesses.
Yeah, she's an arraignment.
Is it? Yeah, he's PD accepting with me. Yeah, they just, Brendan Hannah just sent. Oh. Thanks. Yep.
Give me season.
Yeah, no, you.
No.
Ms. Donnelly, how are you?
Good morning, Your Honor. I'm doing well. Thank you. How are you doing?
I'm good. So this is the time set for arraignment on these three files, Ms. Wozniak. It's my understanding is Mr. Wozniak is in Bear River, is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. All right. So let's go on the oldest one. Let's go on 23-03109. So we're on the record 23-03109. That's people of the state of Michigan versus Gerald Wozniak. And sir, you are Gerald Wozniak, is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. Ms. Donnelly, your appearance for the record.
Assistant Public Defender Sarah Donnelly on behalf of the defendant for the purposes of arraignment only while he appears separately by video.
All right. And this is the time set for an arraignment on the matter. I'm going to read you the nature of the charges that have been alleged against you. This is a 90-day misdemeanor and or $100, I think. Is that right? Yeah. And it's on a ticket. It is for conduct that occurred on October 8th, 2023 at the offense location of South Pennsylvania, East Michigan City of Lansing, Ingham County. It is alleged on that date at that time that you were responsible for property damage in the city of Lansing. And the penalty for that, it was written under the authorization, which allows the city to author a ticket 660.03. The allegation is that you hit a somebody else's vehicle on that date. Mr. Wozniak, do you understand the nature of the charges that have brought, that you understand the nature of the allegations brought against you?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. You have certain rights in this misdemeanor case, and I'll indicate those rights for the record. You have the right to be tried by a jury, to be presumed innocent until proven guilty, to have the prosecutor prove beyond reasonable doubt that you are guilty, to have witnesses against you appear at trial, to question any witnesses who appear against you. You are represented today by attorney Sarah Donnelly. She would be present to cross-examine any witnesses or contest any charges brought by you by the state of Michigan. You have the right to have the court-ordered witnesses appear in your defense, to remain silent during the trial, not to have that silence used against you, and to testify at trial if you choose to testify. Mr. Wozniak, do you understand the nature of your misdemeanor trial rights in this file?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Your pre-trial would be set for, it'll be notice, won't it?
I'm gonna send it for
Okay.
227.
Okay, we'll set your pre-trial. We'll set pre-trial for, say it again,
February 27th at 9 a.m.
February 27th at 9 a.m. So we'll set that pretrial. I have a previous address on Beale. Is that still the address you'd like to use for notice purposes? I know you're elsewhere right now.
No, Your Honor. 430
What
North.
address would? 130.
430.
430 North Larch. That's Lansing. And what's the zip code there?
4912.
Okay, thank you.
Yes.
Are you on probation or parole?
No, Your Honor.
And you're not employed at this time because you're in the facility, is that correct?
That's correct, Your Honor.
I'll automatically enter not guilty plea for purposes of this arraignment. Ms. Donnelly, would you like to be heard on bond?
Thank you, Your Honor. As the court already knows, Mr. Wozniak is at Bear River in Petoskey. He is scheduled to be released in March. I believe right now the out date is March 7th. So we'd be asking that he be given permission to appear for that pretrial conference. He has those other 2 state matters. We have a global offer now. He is going to be pled and sentenced into the 55th District Court Mental Health Court, and I'll be getting the transfer paperwork for these new cases to the court shortly. With all that, Your Honor, he does plan when he gets out in March, he's going to go into transitional housing at Rise here in Lansing. So he'll update the court with the contact information as it becomes available. At this time, we just be requesting personal cognizance bonds. Thank you.
Thank you. So I will set, it looks like there's a plan here already in place. So I'll just indicate a general bond conditions in the matter. No use of alcohol, drugs without a prescription or marijuana. No assaultive behavior. No out-of-state travel. No possession of a firearm. And I will set bond at PR bond at $500. Actually, that's probably over. PR bond at $300. Anything else for the record in 2303109, Ms. Donnelly?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, you should be all set on that file. We'll go to the second file now, which is docket 2303244. And that's People of the State of Michigan versus Gerald Wozniak. And sir, once again, you are Gerald Wozniak, is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Donnelly, your appearance for the record.
Assistant Public Defender Sarah Donnelly on behalf of the defendant for the purpose of arraignment only while he appears separately by video.
All right, this is the time set for an arraignment in the matter. I will read you the nature of the allegations brought against you. This looks like a felony. And then some of your rights you have in this matter. It is alleged on that on or about August 5th, 2023, at the offense location of 420 South Grand Avenue, City of Lansing, Ingham County, yourself, Gerald Daniel Wozniak, did in count 1, assault, batter, wound, resist, obstruct, oppose, or endanger Officer DeLawrence Rudd, a police officer of Lansing Police Department, the defendant knew or had reason to know was performing his or her duties contrary to MCL 750.81 D1 parents 1. It's a felony, 2 years under $2,000. A consecutive sentence may be imposed under MCL 750.506A if the assault was committed in place of confinement or under the law of the state of Michigan for another violation arising from the same transaction. This also has an habitual 4th notice. Take notice, defendant was previously convicted of 3 or more felonies or attempts to commit felonies, and in that on or about May 21st, 1998, he was convicted of a home invasion, 2nd degree in violation of 750.110A3 in the 7th Circuit Court for Genesee County. And on June 9th, 2006, he was convicted of unarmed robbery in violation of MCL 750.530 in the 7th Circuit for Genesee County. And on October 29th, 2009, he was convicted of resisting and obstructing pursuant to 750.81D in the 30th Circuit Court for Ingham County. Therefore, subject to the penalties provided by the law of the state of Michigan, there's a penalty of life. A primary offense is penalty of 5 years or more, 15 years or less. A primary offense has penalty under 5 years. Mr. Wozniak, do you understand the nature of the allegations that have been brought against you by the people of the state of Michigan in this file?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. You have certain felony trial rights, and I'll walk you through those trial rights. You have the right to be tried by a jury, to be presumed innocent until proven guilty. To have the prosecutor prove beyond reasonable doubt that you are guilty. To have witnesses against you appear at trial, to question any witnesses that are brought against you. To have the court order witnesses appear in your defense. To remain silent during the trial, not to have that silence used against you. And to testify at trial if you choose to testify. Ms. Donnelly, you are representing Mr. Wozniak for purposes of this arraignment. Do you expect Mr. Wozniak to seek additional representation from your office on this file?
Yes, I will be filling out applications for all the new files.
Okay. Thank you. You have a preliminary examination and a probable cause will be set on this file. That's it. Okay. So the PCC will be
February 23rd at 8:30.
at 8:30. February 23rd at 8:30, and the preliminary examination?
March 1st at 8:30.
March 1st at 8:30. So it's my understanding you'll be represented by the Public Defender's Office for the probable cause conference and the preliminary examination. A preliminary examination is a probable cause hearing in which the people would have to prove by probable cause evidence that a crime is committed and the identity of the person who committed that crime. You, of course, will be represented by the Public Defender's Office at both the probable cause conference and the preliminary examination on both those dates. They will be there to contest any charges or cross-examine any witnesses brought against you by the people of the state of Michigan. I will transfer or confirm the address. And is your phone number the same, Mr. Wozniak? A contact number?
No, Your Honor.
And do you have a contact number there?
You can reach me by my counselor's number, which is it's gonna be the 231-535-2822.
All
and
right.
extension 3046.
3046.
Rihanna.
Thank you.
Yes.
All right, I'm going to indicate that you are not on probation or parole. You're currently at Bear River. I'll automatically enter a not guilty plea for purposes of this arraignment. Ms. Donnelly, once again, would you like to be heard on bond?
Your Honor, I won't repeat what I said on the record last time. Hopefully that will stand, and I have nothing new to add. Thank you.
All right. So I will set a general condition of bond in this matter, since I understand the nature of the process involved in this case. So no use of alcohol, drugs without a permission, no assaultive behavior, no out-of-state travel, no possession of a firearm, and a report to pretrial services within, at least contact pretrial services within 48 hours of your release. So there's no misunderstanding about where you are. Okay, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
I know there's a plan in place for this indication at Bear River and then the placement outside of that. So I will set bond in this matter at PR 1,000. Anything else for the record in 23-03244, Ms. Donald?
No, Your Honor. Thank you.
Thank you. All right. And then we have a docket 24-00015. That is people of the state of Michigan versus Gerald Wozniak. And sir, once again, you are Gerald Wozniak, is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Donnelly, your appearance for the record.
Assistant Public Defender Sarah Donnelly on behalf of the defendant, who is appearing separately by video for the purpose of arraignment only.
Thank you. And this is the time set for an arraignment on this file 24-00015. This is a misdemeanor file, and I will indicate the allegations that have been alleged against you by the people of the state of Michigan, and then some rights you have in this file. It is alleged that on September 27, 2023, at 100 North Capitol Avenue in the city of Lansing, Hingham County, that yourself, Gerald Daniel Wozniak, did in count one what's commonly referred to as malicious destruction of a building, 200 to 1,000, did willfully and maliciously destroy or injure a building or its appurtenances located at 100 North Capitol Avenue that belonged to the Michigan State Capitol. The amount of destruction or injury was 200 or more, but less than 1,000. Contrary to MCL 750.3804A, it's a misdemeanor 1 year and or $2,000 or 3 times the amount of destruction or injury, whichever is greater. Mr. Wozniak, do you understand the nature of the allegations that have been brought against you by the people?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. I'm going to indicate that you have several rights in this misdemeanor case, and I'll indicate that for the record. You have the right to be tried by a jury, to be presumed innocent until proven guilty, to have the prosecutor prove beyond reasonable doubt that you are guilty, to have witnesses against you appear at trial, to question any witnesses that are brought against you. You are represented today by attorney Sarah Donnelly. She would be present to contest any charges or cross-examine any witnesses brought by the people of the state of Michigan against you. You have the right to have the court order any witnesses appear in your defense, to remain silent during the trial, not to have that silence used against you, and to testify at trial if you choose to testify. Do you understand your rights in this matter, Mr. Wozniak?
Yes, Your Honor.
A pretrial has been set
February 26th at 10.
February 26th at 10 o'clock. And that would be in front of myself. I will confirm the large address. I will confirm the phone number. The defendant is currently not on, Mr. Wozniak is currently not on probation or parole and is not currently employed. He's at Bear River. I'll automatically enter a not guilty plea for purposes of this arraignment. Once again, Ms. Donnelly, would you like to be heard on bond?
No, I don't have anything further. Thank you.
All right, thank you. So I understand there's a plan. I will set up general bond conditions on this matter. No use of alcohol or drugs without a prescription. No assaultive behavior. No out-of-state travel. And no possession of a firearm. Since Mr. Wozniak, based on the other two files, is currently in Bear River and will be seeking out of some placement, and we have a pretrial set, I will set bond at PR bond $1,000. Anything else for the record in 24-00015, Ms. Donnelly?
Only that I really appreciate the court's efforts in having this set up. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ms. Donnelly. Do you have any questions of me, Mr. Wozniak? You should be all set on your dates.
Okay, no, Your Honor.
All right. That's all for the record on these three files. Thank you, everybody, for your appearance.
Thank you.
And then this is Miss Moscow.
That's her, John.
All right, so we're on the record in dockets 23-01848. That is people of the state of Michigan versus Brittany Moscow. Correct me if I'm saying that wrong. Masco. Okay. Appearances for the record, Miss Schroeder.
Thank you, Your Honor. Assistant Public Defender Aaron Schroeder on behalf of Ms. Masco. Okay, I did. Okay, Masco, who is present standing to my left.
And ma'am, you are Brittany Masco, is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. This is the time set for an arraignment on this matter. And I believe it is a probation violation arraignment. Is that correct?
I don't think she's ever been actually been placed on.
She's never been sentenced. All right. So this is, so you understand, ma'am, that a bench warrant was put out for you for your fail to appear at sentencing on December 19th, 2023. You understand that, ma'am?
Yes, sir.
All right. And that's the nature of the bench warrant. It was signed by by myself on December 19th, 2023. And bond was set on that matter at that time. So you understand the nature of the warrant that was issued?
Yes, Your Honor. Question, Your Honor.
Sure.
Ms. Mascho indicated that she thought she had done the PSI, but I'm looking online and it's saying that it wasn't done. I'm just wondering if the court has any information.
That's a good question.
She is currently awaiting sentencing in Eaton County.
In Clinton County? Eaton County. I don't, let's see.
There's two no-show sets, one on 10/17.
Yeah, I don't have any pre-sentence.
Okay.
Yep, I don't even have a sentencing file.
I went there, filled out a bunch of paperwork.
Okay.
But then I went to Wayne County to live with my mom.
Right.
Then I became homeless, so that's
All
why I
right.
missed court.
Yeah, and so they probably had follow-up and some follow-up, and then it was never done. And then there was a fail to appear, so.
Okay, no,
But-
thank you.
But that's good, just so we know where it stands right now. So you're arraigned on the probation violation for the fail to appear.
You mean bond, Your Honor?
Bond, yep, bond for sentencing. Yes, the bond violation. So we will set this for hearing, but we don't want the, we've got, well, I don't think we have to set anything for hearing. We just have to finish our sentencing, right?
I would believe that is what she would want, and I think that because she is awaiting sentencing in Eaton County, that will result eventually in her going to tri-cap. So we don't want,
Right.
being held up too much.
When is her sentencing?
Yeah, once they're sentencing in Eaton County.
I'm taking a plea March 15th, but they'll probably sentence me that day too.
And with an anticipated, which she understands, an anticipated release date projected of April 1st to go to tri-cap.
They always pick you up on a Monday, so it'll either be March 25th, April 1st, or April 8th. You never know.
That's way short for probation to get the
Yeah,
PSI.
because they're gonna need to do a pre-sentence and they're gonna have to, so we're gonna set that sentencing out. I don't mind if that sentencing's done by Zoom.
Okay. So I do believe tri-cap has capability.
I would think TRICAP would have the capabilities. But, and what I want to do is that you pick up as much time on this as possible, because you're going to be incarcerated, and that would be a part of the sentencing. Yeah.
And I think that's the main concern, is she just
Right.
wants to make sure to have this cleared up
Yeah.
as best as possible. It's like, I believe Eaton County's gonna have her for at least a little while.
Right.
I have 50 more days there.
You've got 50 more days in Eaton County.
I've been there 25 days, and you got 90 days, and you got the good time, so 50 more days.
Based on the plea agreement you're gonna be entering into in March. Okay.
And this is a 93 day.
Check. What kind of bond are we showing for her right now, Your Honor?
I set up, because for the fail to appear, I set a but it's a 10%.
Okay, awesome. Very good.
No, it's not. It's 1,000 cash surety.
Yeah, 1,000 cash surety. Okay. I just want to update our system.
All right. So it's 1,000 cash surety, but we want to make sure she's getting any time in. But we need to do the pre-sentence. Where will they see her?
Well, I'm gonna ask if they can go down and actually see her today. The problem is
Maybe while you're here,
getting the report done, they
Right.
have a lot.
within a time frame.
Yeah. The earliest I dare go was March 25th.
So let's try March 25th. And then we will see what's available by Zoom. And you'll be in on this, so I mean, I would assume that that's a lot of time.
And she may still be in Eaton County. on
Yeah,
the
she might,
25th.
okay.
But there's a high likelihood probably she's.
The lawyer at Eaton County said the rehab normally picks you up between 90 and 110 days.
So, I mean, if she's not, I guess I'll put a note in our file too, but if for whatever reason she's not.
So we'll
showing
set
up.
for sentencing on March
25th at 1:30.
25th at 1:30. And Zoom's available if possible. Or we'll write you out if that's the case.
Can I ask a question?
Sure.
So I'm being sentenced to 90 days jail, 90 days rehab, drug court, and 2-year felony probation. So I would be on probation here and there.
If we put you on probation at sentencing, you might have so much time in that might be you might be done with this file.
Okay.
Okay? I mean, that's the thought process. The thought process is whether you have multiple probations is not going to help you, but you could have your time in, and that could alleviate one less probation at some level.
Okay, thank you.
That's the thought process anyway.
That's why I want to make sure we had your bond. So
Yeah, so you're anytime you're already getting on this file.
All right, awesome.
Okay,
Thank you.
all right. So depending on what we'll hear from Ms. Schroeder, we'll see on March 25th at 1:30 one way or another.
All right,
Okay,
Your Honor, thank you.
all right.
thinking about
1,000 cash surety.
so far. Okay.
All right.
All right, you're all set. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Have a good day.
You too. You said that was 1,000 cash. Sure.
1,000 cash
All
surety.
right, very good. Thank you, Your Honor.
Yeah, by the time we see her, she's gonna have what, 60 days in?
Yeah, she's gonna have a good time from ICJ.
Yeah,
I
so
think
I
she'll
mean-
have maybe 5 to 10 days.
Yeah,
to play with.
so she'll get credit for time served and be,
On her way.
yeah,
Which,
done with us.
yeah, and it sounds like from what she just said, she's going to their drug court.
Yeah, they've got a plan. So
So I think that is the best way to go.
I do too.
She's got some issues.
Yeah, this is the best I've seen her.